Hey guys, Mongo here. Just wanted to give you a quick update on Bitcoin, where we're going and where we've been. So I pulled up the BLX chart for Bitcoin. It's on the 1 week Hebden log chart. It's really correct. It's easier to see, but you can see I've marked out the cycle high, cycle low, Bitcoin halving, cycle high, cycle low, Bitcoin halving, previous cycle high, previous cycle low, Bitcoin halving. You kind of see the relationship we're working on here. So if you go back to the last two out of the three, because the first one's kind of a trial run, right? And you don't have much data to kind of go off of. But technically speaking, either right before or right after, you have a 20% to a 30% correction. We just had a 22% correction on Bitcoin leading into this. If you exclude this black swan event, which was COVID, again, can't really predict that. You had a small sell off just after the halving event. Into June, which is historically is the worst month in general. Usually midsummer is sell in May and walk away, right? So 2 months of bearish, and then that's pretty much the last time to buy before things start to really move. Same thing if you look at the 2016, you had a small dip. Let's zoom in on this a little bit actually, and get an actual measurement for you. You had a small dip just after the halving. So literally the halving happened. You had a 26% dip. If you don't include that wick, it was only about 16%, and then it spent the next, what, 6 months or so moving before you broke a new all-time high. You have some things to consider here as well while I'm looking for my tool. We are a larger market now, so that was 245 days. So I don't think it's going to take that long this time. It could. Let's go back to the previous one. We broke the all-time high here, so let's pull the measurement as well. Yeah, another 220 days. So it would have been a line for October likely. So let's say take an average of 210 days. 210 days would put you approximately November of 2024 to break the new all-time high, and then you probably have blue skies come January through March of 2025, and that would kind of go with the 4-year cycle of being kind of October, very second week of October 2025 is where you have an actual peak cycle peak top. Where is that? Is it the lowballed number of 90K, which I'm expecting, or is it up to 300,000, what some people are calling for, which I don't think. So one thing to consider, the larger the market cap, the slower things move, like the stock market, and they freak out over a 5 or 10% move. 20% is catastrophic. You have that in a day in crypto. So as we get larger, we have more institutions coming in. I think the slower you're going to see the moves. We have diminishing returns. So there's several other factors you can come into this. And if you did like the extreme bottom to the extreme top, you did the measurement from the previous 3 cycles, you'd have like 78,000 to 90,000 as the projected top on mathematics. But it doesn't really include human psychology, right? And also institutional funds, which have now entered. Is that going to hurt or is that going to make it better? That's to be seen. So that's the BLX. Let's go into more of a granular look on Bitcoin in terms of where I have my boxes here. So until proven wrong, I still have my top at 90,000. It's just based on math. I'm hoping to be proven wrong. Altcoins can still have one heck of a run. That's why I hold 0 Bitcoin at the moment. I hold everything in altcoins. That's my personal belief. You don't have to follow that. It's just how I believe it is. So you can see I drew this up before, kind of where I expect the all-time high to start being broken sometime between June and September of this coming year. Or this year, 2024. Nice consolidation period. All coins have already started to run. This is the weekly. Let me zoom in for you. Let's go to the daily. Take log off. We have some work to do. Money flow has left. We've had our dump, right? I think I just mentioned it. We had about 22%. What is it? Somewhere between 19 and 22. Yeah, 20, just over 21%. I expect some consolidation. At this point, I expect some local highs to get taken. I'd like to get back above 43.7. You get back above 44.5, you're going to run towards that 48. My next target is 56,000. Then I expect another rejection between 56,000 and 63. Actually, a pretty hard one. I was expecting more of a 30% correction. We haven't had it yet. It doesn't mean this play isn't over yet. If you did Elliott waves, this is still more of an. It's not the C leg. C leg would be one more leg down. So that's to be seen if that plays out or if we have more manipulation. 6 hour. We have a bottom. Let's see. We already have bullish break in market structure. So again, I expect it to get back up into my long-term channel here. We're back above all the moving averages on the 6 hour, which is beautiful. They're holding even the 20 on the 20 and the 9 on as support. So we're moving currently. Altcoins are reacting accordingly. Yeah, this looks like the exact same pattern we saw back here, where we started moving up and faking people out, and you thought you were going to stop and dump, and it just kept consolidating and pushing, consolidating and pushing, and you kept getting higher lows and higher highs. So I'd be curious to see if this trend continues in this direction leading into the Bitcoin halving. Back to the 1 hour. Money flows finally back in. We're overall bullish. I'm very bullish right now. Again, as soon as you broke this market structure locally, yeah, we have a strong high as well. So we may have a local rejection consolidation before moving higher. Overall, I like what we see. You're also creating a huge head and shoulders pattern here, or excuse me, inverse head and shoulders. So shoulder, head, you're working on that other shoulder. Consolidate, push. If that is the case, then we'd have an expected measured move from this breakout of approximately, and you'd be surprised how accurate these are. Right above my channel. You'd have an expected move of 45,275 or 217. I'll leave that there, dotted. Make it a red one, so it's more noticeable, fatter. Cool. So I don't have much else, guys. That's what I'm looking at. I'm bullish. Long term, mid-term was bearish. Short term is now bullish again. I'm consolidating, or excuse me, I'm dollar cost averaging any bit of dollars I have left on the sideline in fiat. I have 80% of my funds deployed into altcoins. I have roughly 20% plus waiting for more dips. But one thing I learned from last bull market is to have some cash on the side for those dips. But you want to be early. Right now, technically, for most altcoins, you're still relatively early. So you're running out of time. Nothing I say is financial advice. You want to talk to me, hit me up in the DHedge Discord. Where every Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a live AMA on TA and answer your questions. So if you want to ask me stuff live and do some TA on your exact coin, your altcoin, your shit coin, let me know. I'll do it there. Thanks, guys. Best of luck.